Hello. That was a bit loud. Hello. If someone would be kind enough to let me know that you can hear me, very much appreciated. Thanks very much. People saying hello and confirming that you can hear me. Thanks very much for that. Just turn that down. We don't need that. I'll say a few good evenings to people. Good evening over on the YouTube side to only me, Nova Rain. And I was almost going to say good evening to myself there. Over on the Twitch side, evening to Joelle, Leo, Samantha, Bazzy, Dem, Wendy, yeah, and welcome Wendy, that's a new name in the chat. You may have been here before, but welcome to the garden. Welcome to all the crafters who've decided to come and watch an IRL stream. I'll just read through some of the comments people have made. Won't be much now. Dem saying evening to fellow falafel fans. There's no falafel talk on this channel. This is a falafel free zone. Leo's watching the stream in a park. Don't get her arrested. Would that be a park in Windermere, would it, Leo? What Leo's referring to is that in one of her streams, Dem was watching Leo's stream in a park, surrounded by other mums and kids and so on, and shall we say there was some chaos going on Leo's stream, and I think it was on speaker at the time, so Dem had to change parks. I think it. Don't quote me. But I think is it Joel, or I don't know. I can't remember how Fox usually says it. Yes, I think Dem. Okay. Yeah, it's like generally with Bear, you can't go that wrong. But if you see go down the left-hand side of the centre bed there, that's Mr. Blackbird or Mr. Canny. Or no, that's actually Canny. Sorry, I think that's Canny the Blackbird who was going through there. And I can tell you what they're doing. The fuchsias over on the left, which it's all a bit dark at the moment. The fuchsias over on the left are, because it's been so hot, they've gone to seed, and they've got the little sort of berries on there. And both blackbirds have been coming and going while I've been sat here. Now, why are they going in? Why has she gone in there? If you see where the arch is at the bottom, she's gone into the flower bed just to the right of the arch, and she's hopped back out. Now she's going around there. I wonder if she's got some baby blackbirds in the garden. We can go and have a look anyway. Yes, it was Canny the Blackbird. Yeah, yeah. I assumed it was Mr. Blackbird because he was here a few minutes ago. That's why I assumed that. But no, that's Canny. It's a bit suspicious the way she was doing it. It's as if they've got babies that are fledged and hidden around the garden. But we can have a look anyway. Leo's going to go now because her battery's low. It's a pretty good excuse. Now she's got a watch streak. Have a good evening in Windermere. I don't know that Leo's in Windermere. I'm just guessing. It'd be ever so funny if she actually is. There you go. Oh, sorry about that. Only me. About the adverts. I think I said on Sunday there shouldn't be any adverts, but it's YouTube that it's YouTube are putting them on, even though you tell them not to. So I do apologise for that. And as I say, the problem with YouTube's ads are they're personalised, so they can be at any time for different people. At least Twitch, they're bad enough on Twitch, but at least they're all in one place. So. Nova Rain saying they've got 3 young squirrels in their garden, and they've named them Tulip, Aster, and Marigold. Well, all I can say to that is they're beautiful named flowers, so I'm assuming the squirrels are going to come out in those different colours, are they? Don't know, but we don't often see squirrels here. They are around. In the old house there were squirrels all the time, but here you don't often see them because there isn't a huge amount of trees in the particular locality. If you go a quarter mile up the road, you see them all over the place. So morning, I was going to say morning, Ali. So obviously thinking that I was on the walking commuter then for a second. Hello, Ali. Good evening. Even though looking at the time, it's only just afternoon for you, isn't it? Right. What am I doing? I'm just going to zip around, pick out a few weeds that I've missed. I then got to water the garden, mainly the pots, and then we can do an evening garden tour. Because I know this is a good stream for people who can't usually do the Sunday morning streams. It's much better for North American friends for obvious timing reasons. Yeah, I don't know, only me. It's the magic of YouTube. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I've had enough of YouTube admin today. I won't discuss that matter. But not a lot of faith in them this afternoon. So I might as well get on and do something, because otherwise it'll be dark. Chat amongst yourselves. I'm just going to sit around, pick out the weeds. I'll come back, read the comments, and then I'll do a bit of watering, come back, read the comments. And then actually, once I've done the pots and so on, I'm going to actually put the hose on and just leave it running in certain areas for a longer time, just to give it a good soaking. The grass has suffered a lot, yeah. That's, oh, if I can stand up. It's a long way up. I'll come and wave hello to people who may not have actually seen me in person before. I don't need my glasses. Oh, good bit of thinking. Oh, I'll take my bucket with me at the same time. Hello everyone. Welcome to the garden. We'll do the usual introduction. Garden, bare, Northern England, blue sky, mainly YouTube, live stream YouTube, Twitch, on all the other good, bad and different platforms, merch. It's all in the bits and pieces underneath. I'm not going to tell people where to find it because everyone knows, don't they? So so there's a lot of just general rubbish around. The grass is absolutely... We haven't had any rain here for... I think we've had the one day of thunderstorms. We haven't had any rain here for 5 weeks, something like that now. So consequently, the grass is just dead. Oh, no, that's actually gone into the camera, but never mind. It seems to have actually gone mainly over me. And this is why, if you remember, we did this bed earlier this year, and I was saying that I got fed up with the grass here, because in the winter it's like a marsh, this is, and it's full of moss. And then in the summer it just goes to dust. It's a waste of time. So we put this bed in, and this one behind me, in the spring. It's coming along quite nicely. And then the 2 grass pathways we left down the side, they're going to get stoned. I don't know about this. I probably will stone that. Using stone because it'll allow the water to percolate through rather than use anything solid. I'm just going to pick out some weeds out of this bed as I've spotted, because what I'm trying to stop them doing is going to seed a bit late on this one. That's what I'm trying to avoid, the seed heads coming out. I do actually need to check something on the camera while I'm here. I can't remember if it's on autofocus or because I was recording after Sunday stream. Let me just check. No, it's not on autofocus. Let's put it back on autofocus. Yeah. Okay, so you should be able to actually see what I'm talking about now. So yeah, that's gone to seed, so you can actually see the fluffy seed heads, and they'll just spread everywhere. So what you're doing is trying to catch those before they actually go to flower. Another example is what there is of grass. See, that's gone to... That's going to seed as well. So that's your little grass seeds. So if you get a packet of grass seed, that's where it comes from. Some stuff you want to go to seed if you want it to spread around your garden, some pretty flowers or something. I mean, they're perfect examples of their dianthus or carnations. They've gone to seed. I don't really want them to go to seed. I want the plant to keep its energy. So I want to take those off. And this is just a daily routine, really. I prefer to do this before I water the garden, because obviously it's no fun going through the flower beds when you've just soaked them with water. So I'm literally just wandering through and just seeing what I can see. There's a bit of grass coming through there, which we have, and there's I don't even know what some of these are. That has like a white milky sap to the when you break it off. There's things like in here. These are this is where's my bucket gone there? I'll come back this way. I'll go read the comments. So, but this is This is one of the poppies. So that's a poppy flower. If you actually break open that, you can just about see it. I don't know whether the camera will pick it up. Just inside of the white circle, you'll see sort of a little sort of browny black section, and that's actually the seeds. So you can break that open and spread it around. Now the poppies I'm not bothered about, they can spread as much as they want, so I've left that patch to go to seed. Personal choice. If you don't want them to spread, you take the heads off. Let's see what's been anything in the comments. Hello Christian. YouTube are talking about the squirrels. They're entertaining to watch. Yeah, they can be. I've been feeding them. And then suggestions to build an obstacle course. Yeah, I'd see anyone who's seen those obstacle course. Oh, yeah. Try to say that again. Obstacle courses that squirrels do to go and to find some food. Quite fun to watch. Shows how bright they are as well. Only Me has been collecting French marigold seeds today. They've gone to seed. They've gone to seed quite early this year. Yeah, that's the biggest problem we've got in the garden at the moment. It's because we've had this sustained dry spell. I think also because we had a mild winter this year, started early. Thanks for dropping in, Joel. Because we had an early start to the year, everything was ahead of time, and then we've had this really dry weather. And however much you water stuff, it's never quite like natural rain getting into the soil. So there's a lot of stuff that has gone over. The fuchsias are a perfect example. They were absolutely covered, but now they're pretty limited in flowers. It's about the grass. Welcome in change. Buzzy's asking, do I take some flowers in to dry the seeds and reuse them? Yeah, you can do. Yeah, I think that's what Only Me will be doing. You can just take the seeds. It's a bit of a miss game really, because a lot of seeds will cross-pollinate, so you might not get the exact same plant from previous years. But yeah, a lot of plants you can do that. You can just take them off, put them in a plastic bag, and store them somewhere cool, really. And to be honest, what's it costing you? It's costing you your time in a plastic bag, so it's worth a go. This coming Sunday, we've got the strawberries to make extra plants from as well. So we'll be setting that up to grow extra plants from the runners. So that'll be on Sunday stream. What was I going to say? Oh yes, I know there is something I've got to try. I'm just going to try something on Twitch, but you should see it on both. Let me just see if it does work. It was working last night. Go on, work. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, thanks for the. Oh, perhaps that's because. Oh, thanks for the giant bit, the giant bear with the floffle. I redeemed some honey, but the redeem doesn't work. Ugh. Why? That was working last night. I'll just have a quick look for a second why that didn't. Oh, I know why. Why is that? Hang on. That could be the reason why. I always say thank you, like you definitely like it. Yeah. You must have spent hours making that this afternoon. Anyone who has an awful lot of channel points on Twitch, hopefully you can summon the ice cream van at will now. And for hopefully it's going to work on Twitch. It was last night when I was testing it. For YouTube viewers, I found a way that you can summon the ice cream van, but it's not implemented yet. Hope to have that running for the weekend if the Twitch one works. Oh yes, it's got a cooldown. Yeah, that's so people don't keep playing the ice cream music every 25 seconds. Only me saying an old envelope's ideal for storing dried seeds. And don't forget to write what the seeds are on the bag or the envelope. Yeah. I assume, Dem, you've got a lot of points to pay for that. For that redeem. The redeem's been recognised, but I forgot to connect OBS to StreamerBot. So I think that's why it didn't see it. It should work. As I say, it did last night. Yeah, so yeah, so you can take your seeds in bags. Actually, I think Onimi's got a better idea in old envelopes. I think that's probably better than a bag. Actually, what I will do, Dem, don't spend all your points yet. I'm just going to go in and reduce the. This is technical stuff on the fly. This is so. Going to that, go into that. We go into that. No, we go into that. We go into that. We go into that. If that would set it at that. That hasn't worked either. Hang on. I wonder if we can actually. It allows me to do that. I think. This is really exciting IRL stuff. This is. No, I can't change that at the moment. Oh. In any case, it's there if anyone wants to try it at some point, if you've got a lot of points to throw away. Before we go out and do the rest of this, have I seen Spike lately? No. I think it's too dry, so there's not a lot of slugs or snails wandering around. Good evening, Jerome. Yeah, since Sunday only May's got the first bird on the fuchsia, on the new fuchsia. Good evening, Lone. Right, let's finish off picking up what I need to, and then I can do the watering. That's a bit of grass. I'm not so fussed about bits of grass really. I'm more fussed about stuff that's going to go to seed that I don't want spreading. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that's gone to seed in the last few days. A twig, another twiggy bit here. The best way to actually do this is just to walk around, because then you, not just like that, then you spot stuff. If you try to find it, you never find it. There's another one there, and another one. Yeah, and another one. So I've got 4 there, which, to be honest, I stood here a minute ago and never spotted them. This one's Aqualesia. Seed heads are there, which they can spread. We'll take the top off just to tidy it up. There's a poppy there with a seed head on that's going really sort of solid, that is. So that will burst open with seeds soon. Oh, this was where Canny went. And why would she go in there unless there was actually something in there? Can't see anything there. She also went around here, didn't she? Can't see anything. You can use if there are babies. I'm not sure there are the babies around, because you would have seen more of the blackbirds. And also, if you walk around here, you'd have heard them scuttling around. So, right. It's the emergency crunchy stuff out of the way. Don't know if I've connected, so I'm just going to put the hose on for a sec. Put you back on. I've already done the front garden and down the side before we started. We can still use the hose pipe here. We haven't been banned in this area just yet. I think it'll be a matter of time. So I'm just going to go through here, if you can still see me. I'm just going to quickly water the pots down the bottom here. Say everything got watered this morning. I'm assuming the camera, the mic doesn't disconnect. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Assuming you can still hear me. This is. We'll show you this if we do the tour. This is the flower bed we did with the robin 3-4 weeks ago, and it's notable because everything got watered this morning. It hasn't been anywhere near as hot today. It's been in the 20s today here. A lot of the stuff that's not actually been in the sun still looks damp. So it's good news. Just water some of the seedlings. What's left of them. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. So we're just doing the hanging baskets. That desperately needs water. Everything in there is wilting. This one's not quite as bad. That's really wilted, that one, but most of these summer basket plants will soon recover with some water overnight. Just give some water to the plants we put into this bit where we cut the edge back the other day. Go back to the full hose, because then you can target the actual plants rather than all the surrounding area. So I'm not sort of generally spreading the water around. I mean, I'm literally targeting what needs the water. And to be honest, it's going to be 10, 11 hours time when all this gets watered again anyway. So watering some of the cosmos flowers. Some of the snapdragons there getting some water. Much better to give it a load of water in one go. Because Sunday I put the hose on the fuchsias for a good hour. And then, what day was today? Yesterday, that end of the bed, closest to the house, got an hour of water. This section will probably get an hour. Probably tomorrow morning. But literally, you just dump a load of water around the roots of certain things just to get them through the night. I mean, what we really need is probably a week of steady rain really now. There's nothing in the forecast for the next week here. It's going to be mid to high 20s here for the next week. Sunshine, so there's no real change. I have to say, by putting a load of water on that on Sunday, it's amazing just by doing that how many more new flowers have suddenly appeared. But then again, we've also got the seed pods from where the hot weather's. There's a pot hidden in there. Then you've got the seed pods where it's just been so dry. Just going to give some water to the plants we put in this bed. I'm only watering the new plants that have gone in there. The older established plants aren't getting anything today. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put the hose on this, and I'm going to put it on to shower. Anyone who's anyone who wants to clip this, feel free, or get ready to clip it, because what I did this morning, when I put the hose on there this morning, I put it on, laid the hose down like that, but in the process of walking away, it turned up like that, and we had a wet t-shirt contest. It's one of the blackbirds. Suspicious. Give that some more water. That's quite really wilted. I don't know why. It'll come back. It'll probably come back before we even get around the garden. So I'm just going to put this on the spray setting. Put it on the little catch to hold it, and then I'm just going to put it there. The reason I'm putting it there is because it's got the liner under this as well. Weed suppressant. It does allow water to go through, but the water from this end will slowly percolate its way down this way anyway, like a river, because it comes downhill this way. I'm now going to water myself. We're in an ad break anyway, or we're about to be. Can't read that without my glasses. Yeah, we're in an ad break. Oh, it works! Thank you, Dem. Thanks for waiting for me to come back. Who won the wet t-shirt contest? Well, possibly I did. I was the judge though. So, evening, Andy. I hope. Hello, Tinker. Tinker's just seen a hummingbird hawk moth feeding on a giant phlox, and they were so excited to tell someone. Well, it's a good thing we're streaming then, isn't it? When you mentioned that the other day, I actually looked up what the hummingbird hawk moth is, and I think I've seen one around here, but not this year. I think it was last year or the year before. Can't remember now. They're beautiful. Thanks, thanks, Den, for redeeming the ice cream van. The ice cream van, most of you know this, but we ran a stream 2 or 3 weeks ago, and there was an ice cream van outside on the road playing music, and I didn't want to get it. I didn't want it the stream to pick up the copyright over on YouTube, so I sang along to it to try to mask the sound. And then some helpful mods with some assistance from other people decided it was hilariously funny to make a clip out of that and then use it as an emote. So it's descending into everywhere I tend to go. I get to the ice cream music playing, so I thought I'd improve it by actually putting the bear in the van. But he's not going to appear that often because he is on a timeout in between appearances. So yeah, only me over on YouTube. Tinker is saying that the caterpillar of the hummingbird hawk moth is spectacular. Yep, and actually Lone has put up a link to Wikipedia if anyone wants to see what we're talking about. And there's the obligatory shout out. Anyone who's not following Dem, go follow Dem. I think everyone probably is. But very fun stream. Spent today working on the ukulele, making the ukulele. So, but if you go onto Dem stream, you don't need a lot of points to get your own back at me. So as we're at the ads, I'm just gonna move the hose pipe down a smidge. Ooh, what the hell? There are a lot of bees in this garden at the moment. So I'm just going to move that down. Wood pigeon in the background. Right. Yes, Demad doesn't have a cooldown on the bear remote. It's so good of her. Yes, if anyone, yeah, it's an incredible looking moth. It is. Actually, Loans put a good comment there to Dem that the ukulele orchestra of Great Britain is well worth checking out. And I don't know how Google and YouTube know, but in my YouTube feed, ukulele videos have been appearing. So there you go. So right, before it gets too dim, you can actually see it's a beautiful evening. Let's just pan the camera up and then we'll do a tour around tonight, see what's happening tonight. I never checked that when I started, but luckily it was working. Just move the camera around. So anyone new, that's the patio doors out of the back. This is the back garden. That's the pond on the right. That's my woodworking garage shed on the right hand side. And then down the bottom is the where the greenhouse is and all the other bits and pieces. Not a huge garden, but it's pretty typical sort of suburban garden in the UK. And then if I tilt up, so if we look down, this is the bed that we did. These are in the front of shot. These are Cocosmia flowers. which hopefully we can get a close-up as we go along. And if we tilt up, you can see what a beautiful clear evening it is here. Lovely and cool. You can hear the magpies chattering away. So I'll bring you back down so you're fairly level again. So let's go and have a wander. This is the thing that people want to see, is the actual flowers, not want to see me wandering around with a hose pipe. Unless, of course, I absolutely soak myself in water, then I'm sure that would be hilariously funny. But congratulations, Rabdel Fox, for a 10-stream streak. And hopes that your team crushes tonight. Which team? Don't understand that. Oh, by the way, Rabdel Fox, there is a new redeem in the channel points. Don't know if you saw it on Sunday. Football. No, England play tomorrow night. It's France against Spain tonight. I'm not Spanish and I'm not French. So evening, Strawberry Fields. England are playing Argentina tomorrow night. A grudge match. Yeah, we have anyone who's coming in new now. Twitch now have the ability to summon the ice cream van. YouTube viewers, I've said this before, that I think I found a way that you'll be able to summon it, but it's not working yet. Hopefully I might have that working for you on Sunday. So if you ever want an ice cream during the live stream, you'll be able to summon Bear and his magical ice cream van. Oh, what a shame, Raptor Fox, you haven't got enough points. Even Dem had enough points. Oh, you did have enough points. Here we go then. Yeah, that's the ice cream van. I'm not going to tell the whole story again because then it will appear that I'm irritated by it, and I don't want to give that impression to the creators of it. I don't want to give them that pleasure. So good to see you anyway, Strawberry Fields. You're just in time. We're going to have a wander around the garden. And same for you, Rabbit Fox. Yeah, it's on a cooldown, by the way. So and you can only redeem it as an individual, I think, once per stream. So it's not going to appear too many times until Dem over on Twitch decides to redeem the falafel bear. But thanks for the bits anyway, Dem. Yeah, it looks a lot brighter now you've got close up. I think it's just the lighting really. It's I think the other thing that's helping is because when we started it was still quite bright in the background, and then obviously the colours at the front get washed out a bit. But because the light's fairly even throughout the garden now, the camera can cope with that. So let's go for a walk. Bear in mind I can't actually read the comments while I'm walking around with the camera. So chat amongst yourselves, comment amongst yourselves. I'll describe what I'm seeing as we go around, and then I'll come back in and then I'll go back through the comments, and then we can talk about anything you've seen or you want to know anything more about. So, everyone, seasick pills. Here we go. Again, if I manage to disconnect you, I'll come back and reconnect you. So this is Crocosmia. You can see actually the quality of the picture is much better than it was even on Sunday. I can see that, and I can actually see the screen, so I can see what you're looking at. So these are the new flowers of today, and generally they work down about one of these each day. They work down, and then when they're finished, these are the seed pods afterwards. So Crocosmia is interesting because it spreads two ways. Not only does it produce the seeds here, see if I can hold that up like there, seeds there, but also Crocosmia grows out of basically a bulb. It's I think technically a corm, and they spread underground as well. So it's got two ways of reproducing. So it's quite clever. That's a Stilby. I'm not sure which variety is Stilby. Very, very fine flowers. And again, that's grows out of that bulb or corm. So Wiggy the acorns here. That's a good indication of how poorly he is at the moment. I brought him down here because it's a bit more shady down here for him. So he's in the hospital at the moment. Yeah, okay. I don't think I'm going to get caught initially. Some of the smaller fuchsias are doing quite well. That's hardy geranium. You can see the heat's really started to affect the hardy geraniums. They've lost a lot of the flowers, plus they're looking a bit sort of straggly. So really all we're doing by watering at the moment is just keeping stuff alive in the short term. This is actually the picture quality I think is much better in terms of the true colours at this time of day. This is fuchsia Lady Bacon, this one. And you can see why it's called Lady Bacon, because it looks like streaky bacon. Sorry, Dem. There isn't a fuchsia floffle here, by the way. This purple flower here is the verbena, and it's the taller version, which is borealis or something like that, because that's the taller version of verbena. And there's some shorter verbena up the way, which we'll have a look at in a bit. This is one of the dianthus carnation type flowers that we were getting the seed heads off earlier. And quite often you wouldn't come out this time of day really, but the colours are so vivid at this sort of time at dusk. I mean, that's that. And again, that's the geranium. And that's that click is my knee. Oh, the bees are still busy. So there's another Crocosmia in there. In fact, you can see it there. That's the better show of the Crocosmia, because it's got these sort of spiky leaves as well. Lots of countries have a problem with Crocosmia growing by roadsides. It just spreads everywhere. That's Lady's Mantle. Long Latin name starting with A. That's my knowledge of it. I'll come back. That's the Scabiosa Beaujolais. Come back in, so it's got some beautiful flowers on it. I wasn't really, it's quite interesting when you look at that, it's got the flowers and little white ends to the stamen. I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting it really to be a solid colour. So that was a surprise. That's new this year. Like everything in this bed's new. So I'll walk up a bit further. And that's where we're watering at the moment. So that whole area is going to get a real good soaking. These are potentilla. Again, you can see they're struggling a little bit with the heat. Look a little bit moth-eaten. This is a good example of what the heat does. If we look at this, this is Fuchsia Genie. It's gone very sort of yellow. Normally it's lime green, very yellow. And you can see all the old flowers have all sort of crinkled up and so on. But we watered this really heavily 2 days ago. You come down to lower down on the plant, same plant, just further down nearer the source of water. And you've got loads of new flower bulbs are starting, flowers starting to form because the water can get up to it there. And the same to some extent applies to the Lady Boothby fuchsia. You can see there where the flowers are sort of crinkled up and so on. But as we work our way down the plant, yeah, that's lower down the plant. So it's not just a case of getting water to the roots, it's also the plant having to get the water up to the top without it evaporating. And this bed's basically in full sun. It is. Come along here. This is the section we took out last year. These are ruffled hollyhocks that have appeared this year from I don't know where. The hollyhocks are usually a single flower. Beautiful flowers those are. Not as easy if you're a bee to get in as these single ones are. Something that has done well with the hot weather is the lavender. And as was suggested on Sunday for video ideas, I'm in the process of producing the video for this Saturday, which is about sort of drought plants. It's actually going quite well. That's a cosmos flower. They'll start to come out. We've got pretty good growth on a lot of these, but not a lot of flowers yet. And then that's, if you remember, we had the verbena further back. That's a bush type verbena. I think verbena's got thousands of different varieties. Then up here above the verbena we've got these snapdragons. Which I can't remember who it was last week, so And we're back. Sorry about that. I managed to pull the cable out in my excitement of pretending to be a snapdragon. That's that section done. I'll read through the comments as I've got to come back and reboot the camera. So I'll just see what comments people have got. Have we frozen? Yes, that was me pulling the cable out. But we're back now. There are 80. Oh, there you go. I was wrong. But come on, which one's got thousands in? 87 varieties of verbena. You see, it's one thing you learn every day on these streams. The verbena. Oh, the first verbena, the blue one. Yeah, amazing. The verbena. Those verbena, they'll grow to. They flower about 6 foot tall. Those ones do. But then we saw the smaller bushy ones, which are only a few inches tall. So. And the taller ones self-seed everywhere as well. Rabbit's put in that Alchemilla is the Alchemilla mollis, starter name for lady's mantle. Yeah, I knew it began with an A. I'm not even going to attempt to do the Swedish name. Someone definitely will clip that. Evening, Michael. Twitch are talking about the Swedish name for lady's mantle, which from the uneducated in the Swedish language that I am, looks something like dag kappa or something like that. So the first part, dag, D-A-G-G, is dew in English. So it's leaves catching the morning dew, and that's a very good description of it actually, because those green leaves of lady's mantle are beautiful if you get raindrops on them, because the flowers aren't particularly pretty, and that actually it's the dewdrops that really show it off to its best. You see there's some confusion over how many varieties of certain things. I think part of the problem is that some plants are crossed with other plants, and then they get crossed with other stuff, and no one really knows which bracket they fall within. So I'm just going to have a slurp of liquid before we carry on. I had to do that myself because none of my wonderful mods decided to let me know that I needed to rehydrate. I should do that while I'm here. Right, let's carry on. I'll try not to disconnect you this time. Can I really be bothered standing up? That's the question. Everyone's saving points for ice cream, are you? Okay. Well, at least we know it works. At least there isn't a falafel reward here. There's a falafel remote, probably appears any second. Right, everyone hold on again. What I will do while I'm moving, we'll move the hose pipe as well. In fact, what I can do... Oh, sorry. That was nearly a disaster, wasn't it? Right, okay. Got away with that one. Right, this is the lady's mantle for these green leaves here. So those are the flowers. If I spray a little bit of water on there, it's not so obvious now. I'm going to change that down to a fine mist. We'll have another go on this one here. So we put the first, start over there. So we were talking about looking like morning dew. You can see how it creates all these little droplets of water. It's very beautiful, especially if you got a dew or slight frost on it the previous night, and then it just put this back on, and then you get that lovely patterning, and you get the sun bouncing off it as well. Just going to put this on here. This could go over anywhere. No, that's okay. We managed that without embarrassing ourselves. Oh, what I was going to show you before we go anywhere. This is I've got to show you these when we were here before. There you go. You can see just in there are what looks like sort of red berries. They're the fruit or the seed pods from the fuchsias. Let's see if we can show you that one. There you go. And that's what the blackbirds have been eating this evening. So we go past these ruffled. Oh, very nearly. Our trailing cable nearly got caught on the hose. It's like a game of Jeopardy, this is. Got one of our rescued fuchsias from last year. Don't know what variety. Linaria there. That's a sedum of some sort. Little purple flowers on it. The sedums we were talking about at the weekend, which is succulents, where the water gets stored in the leaves, like a camel does in its hump. These are the pots we did earlier in the year. You can see how these hardydraniums, they've all started to become a bit leggy. You see some of these other leaves are all sort of been looking a bit sorry for themselves. These yellow flowers are Coropsis. But you can see they've slightly wilted over the day with the heat and the sun, but they'll recover overnight. Coming down to the bottom, this is the basket that looked pretty wilted. I mean, you can see that it's a fuchsia that's wilted. You can see there's lots of wilted stuff there. Even though this was heavily watered this morning, it's just feeling very sorry for itself. Saying that, it'll be probably pretty much back to normal in the morning. Yet we come over to this basket, that's about 3 foot away, and it's okay. So nice petunias there, fuchsia buds there. double petunias, or I think technically they're called duo petunias. These are Nicotimia. And we come down into the working part of the garden. Just check I've got, just going to see how much cable we've got running out, because we always get towards the extent up here. Okay, so that's about what we've got. Right, so we've got some more crocosmia down here. Got some, not sure which daisies these are. Might be Marguerite. Then this is the bed that we did with the robin a few weeks ago. Started to come into flower. The yellow flowers being Rebecca, but we've got petunias, impatiens, lizzies in there. We've got the pears, which are coming along quite nicely. They need some water as well. And we've got wall basket. Then we've got the YouTube against Twitch sunflowers. These are YouTube, these are Twitch, and they're starting to get their sunflowers on them, on here now. So if they were to flower at the moment, YouTube is going to win, I think, by about 1.5 inches, even though Twitch has got probably some better plants. So we'll see what happens with those. Then above here we've got, that's a Linaria. I don't know what variety that, purple and white Linaria. Linaria being, oh, it's got quite a strong, citrusy smell. Yeah, Linaria being, I think it's commonly known as sort of a miniature snapdragon. And these are down here. These are the gherkins. Don't know if we can actually, have we got any? Yeah, we've got gherkins on here. Oh, look at that for a gherkin. How gherkins are prickly, by the way. There you go. Look at that for a gherkin. Strange thing is, so I literally, when I potted these up on stream, I literally just threw them out here and left them here, and I thought I'll move them some other day. Never got around to it, and they've done really well there. In fact, they've done better out here than I've ever grown them before. I won't show you in the greenhouse because it'd be embarrassing, because everything's looking pretty frazzled in there, apart from the cucumbers are coming along quite nicely. What else have we got down here? Over our tubs. There's a miniature sunflower there, but you can see things are eating a lot of the greenery around here. See if we can spot some grapes. Oh yeah, we can. Hopefully the cable will reach here. Hopefully you can see the grapes in the centre of the screen. If I try to put, yeah, some grapes. So there's a possibility we'll get quite a lot of grapes this year. Not always the case. The veg patch, which has been a bit of a disaster this year, the last bit of a remaining pumpkin plant is basically gone. On the right here, there is the courgette. There's another courgette further back. I filled in the gaps with some French beans. The cabbages over on the right are being chewed by cabbage butterfly, but I can't be bothered netting them because they're virtually gone. The corn's doing quite well, I have to say. Pleased with that. The back we planted against the fence amongst the gladioli. We planted some Brussels sprouts, and they've basically been eaten. The climbing beans, they're starting to flower. We've got a few beans on them, but they're very slow this year. I think it's just the lack of water. And then what we have, if I zoom up, and then what we have here is olive tree, which I trim back all the time. You do get olives on it. So any of these plants, if you want to have a go, have a go. Just because it says on the packet you can't do something doesn't mean you can't. So what I'm doing, this is one of the issues of the grapevine at the moment. It shows it's shooting out all these long stalks. So I'm taking those off because I don't want them to spend their energy feeding the stalks now. I want them to go, all the energy to go into the fruit. Some nice pelargoniums there, not geraniums, pelargoniums. But it is interesting when you walk around. There's always something you don't spot. You know, you haven't spotted an hour or so before. Right. Isn't that pretty? Petunias there. Patterning on that's just beautiful. Just stop and look occasionally. I'm trying to say anything else of any great interest. I shall come back this way. What I will do, I'm going to grab the oh, just going to reposition you, and then I can put the hose away. Well, just turn it off, leave it because I want to water the other half of the bed tomorrow morning. So, but as you can see, the state of the grass there. It's a waste of time, really. So I'll lower you down a bit, get you more in line with the plant itself. There you go. And then we'll zoom you in, and then we'll see if any bees decide to come along while we're wrong way. Yeah, I'll just move you up a little bit more. Wrong way again. I'll just turn you around up here. Oop, zoom you out for a sec. That's Mr. Blackbird. You can see how tame they are with me. He's what, about 5 foot away from me. So what we'll do, because he's obviously coming back for some more fruit off this fuchsia, let's just, rather than focus just on one fuchsia, I can zoom in on that. Just going to turn the hose off because that might scare him away. Right, I'm just going to retreat and see if he'll come up and actually take some of the fruit off the fuchsias. That's just me disconnecting the hose. Yeah, I can see it's further down, just off screen to the right. Oh, thank you. We've had a raid while I've been doing the tour. Thank you, Chaos Pixie. Thanks for the raid. I see why wonderful mods have done their diligent duties in welcoming you in. Welcome to the garden. I think slowly this IRL channel is being overtaken by crafters, but that is allowed. I'll just read through the... Yes, yeah, we've done some of the tour. Not sure how far into that bit of the tour we were, but yeah, it's amazing how prickly those gherkins were. Every time I do that, I forget. So we flew through the screen there. Perhaps it's my imagination. Homegrown grapes, yeah. The actual grapevine itself was here when I moved here. It was a lot more extensive then, but I've cut it back to a point where hopefully it's small enough that it produces enough water and energy to produce some grapes. It doesn't always work, but you get a few grapes off it. I don't even know what variety it would be. Rabbit Fox apologising because they've chewed on the cabbage. If you've been on your hands and knees in the garden chewing on the cabbage in my veg patch, I'm going to be seriously worried. Hopefully it's cabbage whitefly, not cabbage whitefly, cabbage white butterfly. Thanks for the subscription over on YouTube. I'll just read through the YouTube comments. Would you recommend removing the fuchsia seed pods, or can you leave them on? My honest answer is I can't be bothered to take them off. There's my favourite word for certain viewers over on Twitch, bothered. I've never taken them off. I think if you do take them off, you're likely to encourage possibly some more flowers, because it's going to put its energy into more flowers and keep reproducing rather than setting seed. And unless you're going to use the seeds for something, you can take them off. I mean, is it going to make much difference? Probably not. But yeah, on a small plant, I'd certainly take them off. because obviously the small plant hasn't got a lot of energy. These plants have been in for what 7-8 years now. They are they're taller than me, so they're about 8 foot tall, and that batch there is about 8 foot wide. So they're big plants now. So they can probably cope with having a few seed pods on. But if you've got a new fuchsia, you probably want to take them off just so the energy stays in the plant. And that applies to lots of young plants. You want them to grow into some proper plants really, and the flowers and seeds take the energy from them. Yeah, the petunia's got some fantastic colour markings on them, and they're also easy to grow, grown from seed or from little plug plants. They're pretty tough as well with the weather. You can see some of the stuff's wilted a bit over the last few days, but they're still going, and they'll be going right through to the frost. Welcome in food forest permaculture. Something flew out the fuchsia. Yeah, it's one of the blackbirds then. Hello, two woman. Yeah, the fuchsia, those fuchsias there are taller than me, and I do chop them back each year. And because most of the fuchsias out in the garden are hardy fuchsias, they stay out all year. Doesn't matter what the weather is really. They'll cope with anything -8, -10 Celsius. They'll cope with that. They won't be too affected. And even if it gets colder than that, they might just be a bit frosted, but they'll come back. So we've got umpteen different types, which if you look on the YouTube channel, we've got loads of fuchsia videos on there. So for anyone that's new that came in on the raid, or anyone that's coming in for the first time, let me just introduce myself so you know what I look like. And we'll come up a bit. Oh. Hello. Hopefully I'm in shot. Usually at this point you see sort of there down, you never see the top part, but hello. Instead of doing the fuchsias, which we do quite often, I'll put you on the ruffled cosmos, because that's new to the garden. Oop. Try not to disconnect you in the process. No, I think you're still connected. You can still hear the bees on the fuchsias. Still busy. Yeah, so anyone who's new coming in, we're live streaming YouTube and Twitch at the moment. Traditional streaming time is Sunday late morning in the UK, but we do odd streams at other times, and the channel's basically everything and anything to do with the garden, what we do in the garden, flowers and garden plants, veg, animals, the weather, anything we can see in or from the garden we cover throughout the year. We're predominantly on YouTube. That's where we started. We post every day on YouTube, so there is mountains of stuff to look at on YouTube if you want to. If you prefer the live stuff, I'd say we're both on YouTube and Twitch, and we're on all the other good, bad and indifferent channels. And then we've got the merch stores and the website and all that stuff, but you'll find all the links in both on YouTube and Twitch anyway if you want to have a look. If you just go to the website, which is bearinthegarden.com, you'll find everything from there. I need to spend a little bit of time on that again. Seem to update that in fits and starts. I'm just going to hydrate. Right, just to explain, this is a sort of semi-suburban garden. We're in a relatively small village just outside of York in Yorkshire, which is northern England for anyone who's not from the UK. So if you look up on a map where York is, it gives you a good indication of where we are. And we are, well, we call ourselves now a cottage garden style garden, a cottage style garden. So we've got a mix of plants that flower throughout the year, all merged into each other, no sort of set pattern. Taller plants at the back, lower plants at the front, and it's just a nice mix of plants, and it's relatively easy to maintain as well that way. Previous gardens I've had have been very much more regimented, straight lines of plants and everything in the right place, but it's nightmare all the work involved anyway. While we're talking waffly stuff, content coming up. Sunday we'll have our usual stream, Sunday morning starting about 11 AM UK time. On YouTube we've got shorts every night as usual. We've also got, we had a video out at lunchtime on YouTube about garden gnomes, about the myths behind garden gnomes. That was after we found some garden gnomes on Sunday. I thought I'd make that video. We've got a calming video on Thursday lunchtime, one of our 10-minute calming videos if you just want to sit down with your cup of coffee or something, just take in the garden. Then Saturday's premiere is the one that only suggested about drought tolerant plants. I'll say that's about half made now. So once we finish the live stream here, I'll go back onto that and might do a bit more on that tonight, or certainly be able to finish it tomorrow anyway. And then going forward, it's that really. There's certainly going to be opportunity to. I won't stream again midweek this week, so the next live stream will be Sunday. But I hope to do another evening stream at some point next week, because certainly at the moment the forecast is looking very similar for the next week or 10 days. So there'll be opportunities to do something similar. Sunday, hopefully, it's not going to be as hot, so we'll probably do some actual gardening. So we've got the strawberry plants, which have now finished producing fruit for this year. So we can peg all their runners into pots and produce lots more strawberry plants. So we can do that on Sunday. I'm sure there'll be other things that need doing. We'll also have to start thinking about sowing some seeds for the autumn baskets as well, autumn baskets and troughs, even though it was only in the middle of the summer. So if anyone's got any questions, feel free to fire them into the chat. And while if anyone does that, I want to move the camera back because obviously we have got some newer people in. So I'm just going to move rather than have a close-up or something, we'll zoom out, and then you can get a slightly better overview of what the garden looks like. I'm trying to reverse now without falling over. I'm not going to do the reversing lorry sound, considering people like to clip that. That's not very level, but never mind. Let's try to bring that leg up a bit to level you up. That's a bit better. I'll bring you over here so you've got some sort of trying to do this artistically. So let's just see what that looks like on the screen. Stops moving yet. So yeah, anyone new to the garden, this is fairly small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Unlucky 13 to here where the arch is. And that's about another it's probably about another 6 or 7 there. So it's about 20 odd metres the back garden in depth. And we've got the greenhouse and the veg patch over there. Then this year, anyone who hasn't been here, these are the pots that we did and new bed we did. This is a new bed for this year because we're slowly getting rid of the grass. And then this bed was done 2 years ago. That bed was done last year. And the purpose is to have taller plants at the back. And then you come down to the shorter plants at the front, which then topple over the edges. The grass here we're slowly getting rid of because basically it's rubbish and I can't be bothered with it anymore. And then this is all what we did this spring actually. And we have lost some plants because you just lose plants when you plant something up. There's not a lot you can do about it. So there's a couple of spaces we can fill in, but most of the stuff survived pretty well really. We've got a pond over here which is very green because of the heat and the sun. That's a scabiosa there, and then in the shot at the front is the Crocosmia. So we've got loads of stuff, all flowering different times. Oh, thanks for dropping in, Only Me. Good to see you. And thanks very much as well, Nova, as well. I'll see you in the normal place tomorrow. And if what about a reversing ice cream lorry? Is that to take away ice cream? Possibly. Or it could play the music backwards. Anyone new coming in who hasn't got a clue what we're talking about, ice cream lorries. Long story. When we streamed a couple of weeks ago, there was an ice cream van outside, and to stop getting copyright on YouTube, I had to sing over it. So I sang over like an ice cream. I sang over the ice cream music. And I'm obviously not very good at singing because I didn't get it didn't get picked up by YouTube. And then some kindly moderators and their cunning assistants decided to clip it and make it into a redeem on someone else's channel. And every time I appear there, the ice cream music starts. So I've decided to reuse it here, and I've upgraded it rather than just a dancing bear with ice cream to actually an ice cream van that appears on screen and goes off. So, but you have to use a lot of channel points to do that, because certain channels don't use a lot of channel points, so you get a lot of ice cream music, which everyone, for some reason, I don't know why, finds hilariously funny. But there you go. So that's the garden as such. So we do have a side garden as well down the side, which you see occasionally. We've also got a front garden That's basically a rockery stone garden. Um, I don't think I've ever had that on the live streams, just for privacy reasons. But there are pictures of that available on YouTube. I think there's actually a recorded video still actually on Twitch, but you can go back and watch. But yeah, evening Sydney, or afternoon to you. In fact, it's in the garden as well. There are loads of plant labels. For example, that's one of our plant labels, Time Dune, and that's who got it in the Draw Loner Ranger as one of the mods. But they're all over the garden. And Sydney coming in there reminds me he's actually got one of the sage plants, which is right down the bottom of the garden at the moment, which had a haircut the other day. And sage is a plant that does well in very dry conditions. It's a very good drought tolerant plant, as anyone who watches Saturday's video will find out. What am I doing with those? No, I'm not putting them there. I still need those. So basically, can mods be garden gnomes? What, like a redeem? You could redeem a garden gnome that looks like a mod. Oh, the camera's auto-focusing because the plant's moving in around. Hang on, let's just stop that from doing that. Come on. Oh, well, I'll think about it. There's a lot of myth about garden gnomes. I found out when making the video for lunchtime today. I won't tell you all of it because there's opportunities for further garden gnome trivia in future streams. Out of curiosity, is there anyone in chat who's got a garden gnome? Or am I the only person here? Just go and find you a garden gnome. Yeah, I can see one from here. They're all over the place here. Hello. He's a bit of a faded garden gnome. It's obviously he's showing his age a bit. Because he looks like he's been near some fence painting. Or it could be chocolate. Now, who thinks that's attractive in a garden or not? Ravenel Fox says it looks just like them. Yeah. I was never a great fan of garden gnomes years ago, but I think I started getting them just to wind up another member of the family who hates them. Not that I'm known for winding up people, but I don't have a lot of time for them, but they don't do any harm. And apparently, gnomes are good for your garden, because what happens is at night they go around and do your gardening for you. Well, that's what the myth and the legend is. So if you've got a garden and you don't like gardening that much, employ some garden gnomes. I suppose the principle is if you have enough garden gnomes covering your garden, the weeds can't get through, so you haven't got any gardening to do. So it would work, but obviously you'd have to have thousands of garden gnomes. So. Would they keep birds away? Would garden gnomes keep birds away? I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, let's be honest, scarecrows don't do much if they don't move, do they? Because the birds get used to it. I mean, when I was stood out there, the blackbird wasn't bothered by me, and I don't look like a garden gnome or a scarecrow. So, well, don't think I do anyway. So, well, I'm just going to do for a few minutes. I'm just going to stick the microphone outside and just sit for 5 minutes and just take in the evening as the sun is going down. So, and while I do that, I'm going to rehydrate myself as well. So we'll just have a few minutes of peace and quiet, then we'll come back and tidy up. I'll just clip you on somewhere. Hello everyone again. Just going to clip you on. We're close to dusk now. Evening Dollar, nice to see you. So, well, we got the opportunity. I'm just going to do a little walk around. I'm not going to narrate as we go around, but let's just have a little final walk around. See if we can spot anything that we haven't spotted already. Because I know we have people coming and going all the time on the stream, so. I won't do a lot of narration. I'll probably just say the plant names, and then just going to change it back, change the focus back to the autofocus. Okay. So I'll just say the plant names as we go around. So anyone who's not a planty type person might have some idea. If they see something they like and they want to have a go, they can have a look. Cocosmia, there. That's actually a time, where are we? Yeah, that's a time. That's fuchsia Lady Bacon. There's a verbena there. There's a dianthus. One of the stars of the show in the garden at the moment. Try that one. The scabiosa. That's Beaujolais, obviously for the colour, like the wine. That's Lady's Mantle. And then that's Lady's Mantle's flowers that we sprayed some water on. You can just see, even after we'd done that some time ago, little droplets of water there gathered on its leaves. There's some more Cocosmia coming out there. Trying to see. That's the start of a fuchsia genie flower. That's the leaves down the bottom, which are still surviving. Come up the top. You can see it's all starting to look a bit shriveled. We've got some English lavender in there. You can hear the swallows above. I don't know whether you can hear that. You can hear a wood pigeon. I should really get a better ASMR mic really for the garden, because it's ever so nice sat here with the swallows going by. That's fuchsia fuchsia. It's a hardy fuchsia Lady Boothby. I'll carry on up. Ruffled hollyhocks. Snapdragons. I'm not going to do it again, but you can make them talk. Hopefully you can hear the wood pigeon in the back. They're very noisy, wood pigeons are. Then we've obviously got things like hanging baskets. And then you've got the utilitarian area down the bottom. She's got the fruit, veg and some flowers and pots and grapevine and greenhouse. This is where we usually stream from on a Sunday. Some of the verbena again, different type of verbena. That's poppy seed heads. These are Aquilegia, if it will focus. Aquilegia seed heads. They spread like anything, they do. So it's so dry here at the moment. We're in desperate need of some rain here. That's just a few of the things that are in flower at the moment. What's that? What's that there? That's erodium. That's what it's called, erodium. Little white flowers. A lot of drought tolerant plants in this bed. That's why they don't look too bad. There's another type of lavender there as well. So, and that's another sedum. The sedums or stone crops, where it saves the water in its leaves. That's a quick perusal. So if you want to see the full tour, it will be available on Twitch as in the VOD, or obviously that only lasts a number of days, but they stay on YouTube forever, so you can drop back on and have a look. Oh, was that all amongst the ad break again? Never mind. Right. I don't think there's much else to say really. Hopefully that's been helpful to certainly some of our North American friends who find it a bit more difficult to catch us on a Sunday morning. I say we'll be next live on this coming Sunday morning, about 11 o'clock UK time. If you want some more garden action in between, you can follow us on all the other good platforms. Thanks for following. We post every day over on YouTube. Well, welcome to another bear. Yes, a very friendly bear by the looks of it. Yes, you wouldn't happen to be a crafting type bear, would you? But welcome anyway. More the bears, the better on this channel. It's starting to get a bit dark now. If you want to, I'll leave this up to chat as to what you want to do. I can put a little bit of music on, and we can just sit and watch the go into darkness and see the lights come on. Or I can sort of tidy up the stream. So if anyone's got any strong feelings, let me know. Yeah. Is Bear teasing the crafters in chat? No, craft. Everyone's welcome in chat. Yeah. The only requirement to be in the chat is that you're fairly friendly, and you don't cause problems. That's the only requirement. And we have got we've got nice communities on both YouTube and on Twitch. And we've also got some overlap between the two. But, it's a nice calm place. What time is it now? I think what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of background. Well, no, I won't do that. I'll put the microphone outside and give us 5 minutes of just peace and quiet, and then we'll come. And then no, it's not dark yet. No. I'll just put the microphone back outside so you sort of pick up a little bit of the background sound of the garden, and we'll do that for 5 minutes or so. Then I'll come back and say me goodbyes. So enjoy relaxing the garden. 5 minutes or so. So I won't put the music on because there's no point for a few minutes. So I'm just going to unclip you off. And I'm going to find somewhere to put you. Right, I'm back. Some of the lights are starting to come on now, but it's going to take some time to get the full effect. So I think I'm going to sort of think about what saying me thanks, Ali, thanks only me. Right, okay, it's good. Let's go back to that. I'll say some thanks to various people. Well, thanks to everyone who's been here. Thanks to Only Me, to Women, Food Forest, Permaculture, Strawberry Fields, Ali, Christian, Jerome, trying to think who else there was. If I missed you out, apologies. Thank you very much for being on YouTube. Over on Twitch, thanks Joel. Thanks Claire Burr. Good to have another Burr in the chat. Thanks Dollar for dropping in. Thanks Michael. Sydney. Can't seem to go back as far as normal. But thanks everyone who's been over on Twitch. Thanks to all the lurkers. You can use your Prime sub on Twitch for the channel to get your ad-free viewing on this channel, and all your emotes. There's memberships over on YouTube. If you want to use that, you get a few emotes. That's about that on there. Thanks everyone for being here. We'll be back live on Sunday. If anyone wants to join us about 11 o'clock, if not, drop over onto our other channels, over to YouTube channel or social media if you want to know more about the garden. Thanks everyone for being here. I will raid us out on Twitch. So if you'd be kind enough just to wait while I enact that. And this is where the person streaming has to start thinking about talking and doing something else at the same time. Thanks to the mods who've been on tonight. Thanks to Leo, to Rabbit the Fox, to Dem, and thanks to Lone as well. I think there may be some other work for you, Lone, elsewhere. Just it's underway. It's fine. It's just see if they are still going. It's a bit of an unusual time for me to raid out because we normally do it at a totally different time at the weekends. Yeah, so we'll go there. So thanks everyone for being here. Have a good rest of the week. Enjoy the good weather if you've got good weather. Hide from the really hot weather if you've got really hot weather. And I'll see everyone again on Sunday. I'll just put up if I can remember what I'm doing. Yeah, I know what I'm doing now, possibly. Have a good evening.